Hello YouTube, vintage stereo collectors and restorers. I wasn't going to do another one on this Harman Kardon, but this is kind of an opinion piece. There are some stereo receivers where changing the light bulbs that illuminate the dial is a matter of click, 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 click. You turn in some bulbs, you snap them in fuse holders. It's easy to change them over to LED. This one, I've actually put incandescent bulbs back in it. And the reason is the last one I did, I converted it to LED bulbs and then had a complaint after I sold it. And the complaint was based, I'll show you. This one, I've put original type of incandescent bulbs, and they're still made, number 47 bulbs. It's a bit of a mess. But that's what was behind there, soldered in with a rubber grommet. When I did the LEDs, it was very hard to get uniform lighting because it's so close. Some have bigger receivers, and this is a very compact receiver, have a very large light box behind there, and there's room for it to spread out and reflect. With these, the bulbs are right there. There's actually a white piece of lucite or something behind there that diffuses it. But changing these over, oh look, check this out. There's the AM side. I had to take, to do this, the original idea was that you'd be able to unsolder and pull the bulb out. Sure, right? There's the light box on this side. They're in from the bottom. Well, when I started to pull these out, the rubber grommets were basically cornflakes. They were so hard. So I had to snap them off. And then it left pieces of rubber and glass inside the light box. And to get these light boxes out, you have to take the dial string off, right? You're making trouble for yourself. And then clean it out, put new grommets in, and what I did was, instead of reusing these wires, I just got some more hookup wire and did them in parallel. There's 6-volt bulbs, a little bit of shrink wrap over here. And one thing I have to say is, this is one of these ones that has, okay, there's 3 bulbs, that's 6, another 7, and another power switch that's 8.25 amp bulbs. That's like 2 amps draw on this size of transformer. What I do is I go with the 0.15s. So 8 times 0.15 is 80 plus 40, it's 1.2 amps. And they solder. Another issue I found, there are actually, and anybody that's done dial amps, there are actually replacements for these that are LED, and I've used quite a few of them. The Zenith Transoceanic radio I just did has a bayonet 12-volt LED bulb in it. Don't solder those. See how these are like soldered? Somebody cleaned that off, soldered. I've soldered some of those, and then the bulb doesn't work because the electronics are right there and it just can't take it. With these, you can really solder them pretty hard. So one's from the AM, one's from the FM. Yeah, so I've also noticed there are some smaller footprint receivers that if you put, they each have, one of those fuse lamps on either side of the dial, like some tuners, like the small Kenwood KT2001. When you put LED bulbs in there, it makes it a nice blue, but it's very bright. Now, bright is good. As I get older, I like bright. I mean, more light. But sometimes it's initially you like it, and then down the road you're sitting in a room where the sun's gone down, you're relaxing, and this thing is like blinding you sitting there. But it's kind of a personal thing. But on this, to put LEDs back into it, especially over here in front of the preamp board, to get this out, of course I had to take the dial string off. I had to take this unsolder the short little ground leads on the back, move it over to here, get that light box out, do the same thing, put the new bulbs in, and then put it all together. And getting the dial string back on, and with a bit of tension, so you see me do dial strings. I was going to shoot a video of doing this. It took me 2 hours to do 6 bulbs. That's a bit too long and boring. And then you got to put it back together and make sure nothing gets caught up in the tuning flywheel here. Yeah, but it turned out it looks really nice, and won't have to be done for a long time, and runs a little bit cooler, less strain on the transformer. Anyway, thanks for watching and listening. I appreciate your support in this.